Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, June 19th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some Wednesday afternoon baseball, the Seattle Mariners versus the Cleveland Guardians, game number 2 in the set. Let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and we'll get into the starting lineup. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 10 minutes. Let's get it, baby. And on the thumb, on the left, we have Julio Rodriguez. And on the right, almost batting 400, Steven Kwan. And let's start it off with the starting lineup for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. Batting second, playing third base, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching tonight for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, playing first base, Ty France. Batting sixth, playing left field for the Mariners, Luke Raley. Batting seventh for Seattle, DHing tonight, Mitch Haniga. Batting eighth, playing right field, Dominic Canzone. And batting ninth, playing second base for the Mariners, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And on the mound for the M's, the number one pitcher for Seattle, 3-0 record and an ERA of 1.07, Brian. Woo! Let's go, baby. We are ready. Bring the intensity. Woo! Let's get it. And now let's get into the starting lineup for the Cleveland Guardians. Leading off for the Guardians, playing left field, Steven Kwan. Batting second, playing second base for Cleveland, Andres Jimenez. Batting third, playing third base for the Guardians, Jose Ramirez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing first base, Josh Naylor. Batting fifth, DHing tonight for Cleveland, David Fry. Batting sixth, playing right field, Will Brennan. Batting seventh, playing shortstop for the Guardians, Daniel Schneeman. Batting eighth, playing center field, Tyler Freeman. And batting ninth, catching tonight for the Guardians, Bo Naylor. And on the mound for Cleveland with a 4-2 record, an ERA of 3.94, Tanner Baby. Let's go, baby. I am ready. Nice win yesterday for the Seattle Mariners. So now the game obviously has tied up 2-2. This is game one, obviously on the road for the Mariners. The Guardians won 2 out of 3 to start off the year in April, and we won yesterday 8-5. So I know the Guardians are going to be looking for revenge here tonight. but we got Brian Wu on the mound, so I like our chances. And then obviously tomorrow we have a very early start at 10 a.m. I will be here, and I will be streaming that, and I believe Luis Castillo will be on the mound tomorrow for the Mariners for that very early matchup. Let's go Seattle. Let's go M's. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. You know, addiction, depression, anxiety, you know, these are things that a lot of us go through on the daily or have in the past. If you feel like you're slipping a little bit into the darkness, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Cut back on the partying. Eat a little bit better. Exercise. Go for a walk. Get some fresh air. Make sure you're hanging out with your pets. You know, make sure you're touching base with friends, listening to music. Making these minor adjustments to your daily routine can help you get out of the gutter and get out of the darkness a little bit quicker, and then you can end up getting back on track to win the day. Big facts. Let's go, baby. Jacob in the building. What's good? He said, go Guardians. Amelia in the building. Go M's. Megan in the building. Go M's. Oh, TV appearance. Good luck. Bears up for you. Jacob says, I was going to go to the game tomorrow. Your dad's got to work. But, hey, I will be doing the game tomorrow. So I ended up rescheduling, my visit, obviously, with everything that's going down. So, and this Guardian series is huge. And obviously, it's a little bit early for me, obviously being a 10 a.m. start. But, again, when you have a first-place team versus a first-place team, I'm going to go out of my way. And I understand that, the viewership might be a little bit lower. The likes and the subs and the views and the donos will probably be a little bit lower, considering it's going to be on at 10 a.m. Pacific. Not so bad if you live in the Midwest being noon or in the East Coast at 1. But considering a lot of people have to work and they have other things going on, I understand the viewership might be a little bit lighter than doing a game maybe in the afternoon. But I am going to be here tomorrow. Matt will have the day off because obviously him being in Hawaii, it's about a 3-hour difference. So when I start the game at 10 a.m., it'll only be 7 a.m. for him. So I'll make sure he has the day off, and we'll grind it out tomorrow as well. And hopefully the Mariners can end up being very competitive. But again, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. But what I do know, Brian Wu on the mound gives us the best chance to win. And if we end up winning the first 2 games, there will be a chance to sweep. But as we know, as Seattle Mariner fans, we're garbage in the morning. We're a terrible morning and early afternoon team. And the only time that we can compete is if Brian Wu is pitching, right? But Brian Wu is pitching tonight, which means you have Luis Castillo tomorrow. So if I had to take a guess on what's going to happen tomorrow, I would assume that we'll lose tomorrow, but I'm hoping that we can win today. So depending on what happens here today, is going to be the winner of the series. We won yesterday. We win this game. We're going to win maybe 2 out of 3 with a chance at a sweep. If we end up losing today with Brian Wu and he ends up having his first bad game of the season, chances are that the Guardians will feed off that momentum and they'll beat up Castillo early and often, and then they'll end up winning the last 2 games in the series. And they won 2 out of 3 in Seattle. And so it really depends on what happens here tonight. I am ready. Let's go. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to be awake, Megan, or Matt to be awake. It'll just be the loyal Mariner fans that are here in the United States, obviously, that want to hang out with me in the morning. And honestly, it's a little bit early for me. I wake up super early as it is with Paisley, but I have a lot of kind of things I do in my routine to kind of get situated. So again, not ideal to have a game on at 9:30, 10 a.m. my time. But again, plans fell through. So we're going to make sure that we do that. So I will be here, obviously live tonight doing this game. First pitch will be here in a minute. And then I'll be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. tomorrow for the final game in the set. Let's go, baby. I'm excited, man. Brian Wu. Almost kind of wishing Brian Wu was pitching tomorrow for the morning start to give us a better chance to win. But again, if we can get it done here, that would mean that we win the series. 2 out of 3 or possibly 3 out of 3, what happens tomorrow. And who knows? Maybe Luis Castillo will bring his stuff and he'll be actually on. And maybe we'll actually get a win for the first time in the morning tomorrow. But chances are, we'll probably get our ass kicked. So we got to win tonight. Let's go, baby. I'm ready. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. And if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're going to try to get to 20 likes within the first hour and then end up going for maybe 30 to 50. And then obviously going for 100 in the donos. And if you do have a Twitter/X account, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the live stream. That'll get us more people here on the stream as well. On the mound for the Guardians, like I mentioned, with a 4-2 record, ERA of 3.94, Tanner Bybee. Let's go, baby. And leading off for the Mariners, shortstop J.P. Crawford. Tridents up, baby. We're going to need that defense tonight as well. Batting second, playing third base, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Hollywood. And batting third, center fielder, no fly zone, Julio Rodriguez. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. I'm ready. Brandon in the building. What's good? Lauren in the building. What's good? Let's go. I'm excited for Brian Wu. Hopefully he ends up getting the dub so we can keep increasing his win total. He's got the best start in Mariner history, within the first 6 games. 3-0 record, an ERA of 1.07, which is pretty phenomenal if you think about all the amazing pitchers that we've had in the past. Randy Johnson, Felix Hernandez, just to name a few. And Brian Wu is doing something that even those guys couldn't do in their first 6 starts. So I'm excited. Let's go, Brian. And obviously we got 3 photos of Brian Wu set up here in the queue. Let's go, baby. I need this intensity from Wu. Mouth open, screaming. Woo! Let's go. I'm ready. Teal back to back. Let's get it, baby. And that's a good sign. Better than doing the blues, again. And normally we wear the whites and the creams at home. So usually it's going to be the blues. I wish the grays were still available. But I do like the Northwest green, the teals. I think those are my favorite jersey in the Mariner collection. Let's go. Tridents up, baby. And if you haven't smashed that like button just yet, please do. Lauren, thank you so much with the like and the retweet there on the Twitter/X side, as well as helping out on the stream. Same thing with Megan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. True North Trident helping out with that as well. Thank you so much. Let's go, baby. Shout out to Lauren, True North Trident, and Megan holding it down on that end. And again, if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We got 20 people watching on the YouTube side, 6 on the Twitter/X side. But out of the 20 people that are watching on YouTube, we only have 5 likes. So just do your boy a solid real quick before we get to first pitch or during the first at-bat. Smash that like button so you don't have to worry about it later. And that way that we can get off to a very good start. First pitch of J.P. Crawford. Pitch is outside. About a foot off the plate, but called a strike. Who is this? Angel Hernandez? Jesus Christ. Come on now. Let's go. Golly. Is that how we're going to get pitched to today? Let's go. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is 3 feet off the plate. Calls that one a ball. 1-1 count. Let's go, JP. Come on, baby. And when JP gets going early and often, usually that means that a very good sign for the Mariners. Pistol fingers come at. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is high, about a foot off the strike zone, called a strike. Should be a 2-1 count, not 1-2 count. What is this? Angel Hernandez cousin? Jesus Christ. Come on now. Is this how we're going to get pitched to on the road? My goodness. And if you're going to call it like that to JP and the rest of our hitters, we better make sure that we're getting the same thing with Brian Wu on the other side. Keep it 100. Keep it right down the middle. 1-2 pitch from Bybee. And there goes J.P. Crawford with a strikeout. Boo! Should have been a 2-1 count, not a 1-2 count. Garbage. Okay, I see how that's going now. I see how this ump is calling. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Go, Hollywood. Terrible umping there to start off the game. Let's go, Josh. 266 average, 4 homers, and 15 ribbies to Hollywood. 3 feet off the plate. Luckily, that wasn't called a strike. 1-0 count. Come on, baby. Go, Hollywood. 1-0 pitch. In the zone for a strike looking. 1-1 count. Let's go, Josh. Who's been a pleasant surprise at third base since we ended up letting go of Eugenio Suarez to the Diamondbacks. We definitely won that trade with Rojas, Bliss, and Canzone for Sewald. Rojas pops it up. Routine play for the Guardians. 4 players converging at the baseball, and luckily at least one of them decides to get at that baseball. 2 away. Pizzle in the building. What's good? 2 drink minimum in the building. What's good? How are you? Next up for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. Let's get it. Smash that like button for your boy. 264 average, 7 homers, 29 ribbies for Julio so far here in 2024. 0 for 5 this series. We're wearing the Northwest greens and the teal, so something's got to give. And again, sometimes when the rest of the squad does really, really good, right, and Julio does nothing, right, usually that means that in this particular game, maybe Julio will get something going. He's homered in the last 2 of the last 5 games, so I'm thinking maybe Julio will homer today or tomorrow if we're lucky. Let's go. How are you, Pizzle? Lauren in the building, Brandon in the building, Megan in the building. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. Come on, Julio, focus, baby. One-two pitch from Bybee to Julio. Pitch is low and outside, 2-2 count. Yeah, it has been a little while. Obviously, football season still a little ways away. There we go, Julio. Finally get his first hit of the series. Nice little bloop single there. We'll take that. Nice job, J-Rod. But obviously, once we get into, college football season, NFL season, we'll start to get some of the NFL crowd, back on the channel as well. But I hope you're doing well. Just grinding, man. Every single day. Next up for the Mariners, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. He is the most clutch hitter on the Mariners in the 7th inning and beyond, and it's a disgrace that he is 10th in voting for catchers. There's only 2 catchers that are as good as him or better than him. Adley Rutschman, obviously on the Orioles, who's a superstar, and Salvador Perez for the Royals, but apparently the rest of the fan base across the globe has no idea who Cal Raleigh is, which is a damn shame. Let's go, baby. Pitch is high. 1-1 count. Come on, baby. Got to get Bybee. Get at him early. 1-1 pitch. In the zone for a strike. So he's got 24 RBIs in the 7th inning and later, most in Major League Baseball. 14 catcher caught stealing for defense, number 1 in Major League Baseball. 7 shutouts caught, tied of most in Major League Baseball, and 2 go-ahead grand slams, most in Major League Baseball. How is this guy 10th in voting in the American League? It shows you that in the American League and the National League, fans have no idea what's going on in Seattle just yet, but believe you me, they will. Big swing and a miss, and there goes down Cal Raleigh. Another punch out for him with Bybee. Go to the bottom of the 1st inning, 0-0 Mariners and Guardians. Don't worry, Cal, we'll get you going later in the matchup. It's crazy to have that many, great stat lines and to be 10th in voting. But again, I feel that us in the Pacific Northwest, we know that Cal is one of the top 5 catchers overall, top 3 in the American League, but apparently no one else does. But if they knew that stat line, that how good he is on offense and defense, even though his batting average is usually floating around 200, right? That shouldn't be the deciding factor over the other guys that are ahead of him. Big facts. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 3-0 record. We won all 6 starts. He's got the best ERA for his first 6 starts in Mariner history, 1.07. It's Brian. Woo! Let's go, baby. I am ready. Leading off for the Guardians, almost at a 400 batting average, left fielder, Stephen Kwan. Batting second, playing second base, Andres Jimenez. And batting third, playing third base, the all-star, Jose Ramirez. And last night was a doozy. It was about a 3-hour and 30-minute game, and I felt that it was the longest game of the year. And at the end of the broadcast, they did reiterate it was the longest game for the Mariners in 2024 last night. I felt really tired yesterday. And again, back in the day, before the rule changes with the pitch comm and everything else, there was games that would go 3, 4, 5 hours, and normally they get done around 2 hours and 30 minutes. And yesterday's game ended up going that additional hour, and that's why I probably felt a little bit more drained than I should have. Let's go. Let's go, baby. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. Help your boy out. We got 26 people in the room, 20 on the YouTube side, 6 on the Twitter/X side. We got 9 people that have smashed the like button. There's another 11 of y'all that are in the room. Do your boy a solid and like the stream. It'll help us with the algorithm. And again, instead of going from 300 to 600 views, we're able to go from 1,000 to 2,000 views just by someone liking the stream. It'll get us the algorithm and get us the stats that we need. So thank you so much. We got 10 likes. We need 10 more. And again, there's 10 of y'all that haven't smashed it that are in the room currently. Come on. Bottom of the first, 0-0, 2-0 count from Brian Wu to Stephen Kwan. One Asian sensation against another. Let's go. Let's go, Wu. 2-0 count. Chop foul for Stephen Kwan. 2-1 count. Let's go, baby. Two-one pitch, chops that one foul. Gets the count even, 2-2. Nice job, Wu. And it seems like the two best pure hitters in baseball right now are Luis Arraez and Stephen Kwan. And Arraez has been that, for the Twins and the Marlins and now the Padres. But Kwan kind of came out of nowhere this year. He's very focused. 2-2 pitch, pitch is outside. 3-2 count, count is full. Come on, Brian. Let's go, baby. Focus. Three-two pitch. Pitch is high, and he walked him. Shit. Good start here for the Guardians. Stephen Kwan to first. Next up for the Guardians, second baseman, Andres Jimenez. Wow. Has only walked 2 batters all season. Wild. First pitch to Jimenez, right down the middle for a strike. 0-1 count. 256 average, 4 homers, and 35 ribbies for Jimenez in 2024. 0 for 5 this series like Julio. So Julio ended up getting a single to make it 1 for 6. Let's see if Jimenez can do the same. Throw to first to Kwan. Ty France, he's safe. Thank you to those people that are watching that took the time to smash the like button. Now we're at 16. We need 4 more to get to 20 out of the 23 people that are watching on the YouTube side, another 6 on the Twitter/X side. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X as well. Pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Appreciate y'all very much. And if the game ends up being close, late, we'll probably end up getting into the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 100s, and beyond, like we did in the White Sox series and obviously last night. Bottom of the first, 0-0 Mariners and Guardians. Runner at first, Stephen Kwan with the walk. 1-1 pitch to Jimenez. Big swing and a miss. 1-2 count. I like seeing that. Let's go, baby. And even though Brian Wu came into the season as the number 5 pitcher in the rotation, he is the number 1 pitcher overall for the Mariners this year, not only with wins, but ERA. He hasn't lost. We've won all 6 starts, 3-0 record, 1.07 ERA, which is light years above and beyond everyone else that's in the lineup. Castillo, Kirby, Gilbert, and Miller. And I think if I had to put those guys in order, I think I would probably go Wu 1, and I'd probably go Gilbert 2, slightly over Kirby, and then Castillo at 4, and then probably Bryce Miller at 5. So Wu, Gilbert, Kirby, Castillo, Miller. And even though Castillo is supposedly our number 1, I think he's our 4th best pitcher. I think I would take Gilbert, Kirby, and Wu over him. Popped up, should be a routine play for Julio. No fly zone. There it is. 1 away. Nice job with that defense, Julio. 72% of Brian Wu's pitches are strikes. Kirby, 69.6. Scuball, 69.6. And Estes, 69.2. Wow. Nice defense, Julio. Next up, the all-star third baseman, Jose Ramirez. Should be in top 5 voting for MVP. Obviously, you got Aaron Judge and a few others that are going to be ahead of him, but you never can take for granted a player like Jose Ramirez. Switch hitter, kind of like a Cal Raleigh, but a little bit more consistent of a bat, obviously, in the box. 271 average, 18 homers, and 63 ribbies here in 2024. Primo in the building. What's good? Chop foul. Behind in the count 0-2. How are you, Primo? Pretty amazing how good we're doing this season. And considering we still haven't made a move before the trade deadline to get a couple more hitters, you know, we're pacing right now for my prediction at the beginning of the year, 90 to 95 wins. And depending on how we play after the All-Star break, we might be able to get to 95 to 105. You know, if things if we can get a couple sweeps that we're not expecting, you know, or a couple series where maybe we should only win 2 out of 4 and then we end up winning 3 out of 4, you know, or if we feel like, oh, maybe we're only going to win 1 game out of 3, you know, against like the Yankees or the Orioles, and then we end up sweeping them. If we can just make up some ground against the bad teams and the good teams, you know, it's possible that we can catch up, you know, to some of these other teams like the Yankees and the Orioles. But the bottom line is there's 5 teams in the American League that are elite, right? The Baltimore Orioles, the New York Yankees, the Seattle Mariners, the Cleveland Guardians, and the Kansas City Royals. One of those 5 teams is making the World Series. And on the National League side, you got 4. You got the Braves, the Dodgers, right? The Phillies, the Brewers, and there'll be one magical team that comes out of nowhere, maybe the Central, that'll be that 5th team as a wild card, and we'll see what they end up doing. And one of those teams, so you probably think right now the front runner will be the Phillies and the Dodgers in the National League. But again, we've seen the Dodgers and the Braves the last couple years with 100, 115 wins being first place all year and then fumble the bag in the playoffs. The Phillies 2 years ago and the Diamondbacks last year. So anything is possible in the National League. But as far as the American League is concerned, when the Astros were good and the Rangers were good, we knew it. And what did they do? They went all the way. So American League to me is a little bit stronger than the National League. I'm not saying that the National League is inferior, you know, because you got the Braves, Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers. They could end up going all the way, right? And we know the Dodgers and Phillies are very, very good, but with the injuries that they've had, we'll have to wait and see. But I would feel right now, you know, Phillies and Dodgers kind of feel like they might be the 2 best over there. But on the American League side, I feel it's very even. I don't think there's one team that's better than all the rest. I think the Orioles, Yankees, Mariners, Royals, and Guardians are all evenly matched. And I haven't really felt that way in a long, long time. You know, even though our pitching staff might be one of the best, you know, there are other 4 teams, Royals, Guardians, Orioles, and Yankees are much better hitting teams than us. And I can admit that. Bottom of the first, 0-0, Mariners and Guardians, runner at first with 1 away. Come on, Brian Wu, let's go, baby. Matt in the building, what's good? Primo, my boy. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. 2-2 pitch. Crushes that into right field. Juan going for third. Runners on the corners. And remember, they was loaded yesterday when we were only, able to hold them down to only 1 run. And then we went on an explosion, right? But then they ended up making a rally later in the game. But hopefully Wu doesn't give up anything here. And we can find a way to get out of this inning with a double play. Let's go. Nice job by Jose Ramirez. Stud. Wish he was on the Mariners. Next up, first baseman, Josh Naylor. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. Let's get to 20 likes within the first hour. And I know we're almost there. And I want to shoot for 30 to 50. That's the new standard. And again, we've had a nice uptick with likes, views, subs, donos. And again, to go from like 300 to 600 views to, 800 to 2,000, we're taking that next step and that next jump. And as long as the Mariners keep playing well, we're going to end up getting more and more viewership, not necessarily just Mariner fans or the team that we're playing against, but people are interested to see what the Seattle Mariners are about. We're actually a respectable team this year. We are one of the 9 contenders that could end up winning it all this year. 0-1 pitch. Top foul, my nailer, 0-2 count. Primo with a tour. Thank you so much, my guy. I got a lot of stats that I need to send you that I've been sending to my boy Reflect and Justin, but I didn't want to blow up your timeline, because obviously with Reflect and Justin, I know them a little bit more than I know you. But if you want me to send you all of the crazy stats that I've been picking up, obviously through Twitter/X, through people that are, with the organization and just, crazy nerd that loves stats like myself, let me know and I'll send them to you. Let's go, baby. Appreciate you, my guy. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. A little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $2. 98 to go to hit our first initial goal. I appreciate you, Primo. Marvelous in the building. What's good? How are you? Runners on the corners and the bottom of the first. 0-0. Mariners and Guardians. Brian Wu on the mound. 0-2 pitch. Fouled it off himself. This would be a good opportunity for a double play here. Ump is pretty shitty to start off. Thought it might have been Angel Hernandez's cousin or something because he's given strikes about a foot to 2 foot off the plate. And J.P. Crawford, ended up being in a 1-2 count and then struck out. Should have been a 2-1 count. But again, as long as they give that same type of, credibility of being a shitty ump on both sides, and you're going to make that strike zone huge for both teams, I'm fine with it. Not just one team. Jammed him, popped up. That one is going foul. Count remains 0-2. And again, we have a very early start tomorrow. It's 10 a.m. And normally I skip those streams and just watch it with Paisley. And I was going to have a meetup with one of my friends, but they had to reschedule based off being out of town. So I will be doing the stream tomorrow, and I know that it'll be a little early. Not everyone's going to be able to be here as far as the regulars, but I will be doing the game tomorrow. I believe Luis Castillo will be on the mound, and we'll be grinding it out. Matt, you can take the day off because it'll be on at 10 a.m. You'll be up at 7 a.m., but I don't need you to wake up early for me. Naylor, fuck, there drives in a run. 1-0 Guardians. Fucking A. Stephen Kwan with a walk. Ramirez, Naylor, and here we go. 1-0 Guardians, but it's the same thing that happened yesterday. Next up, DHing for Cleveland, David Fry. Now let's make sure it's only one run. Especially Brian Wu. His ERA is normally 1, right? We don't want to have him give up 2, 3, 4, 5 runs. And again, it's a first-place team versus a first-place team. So this is exactly the type of matchups that I dream of, every single night. When I go into the next day, when I know I'm going to be broadcasting a game, I love being able to go against the Royals, the Guardians, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Brewers. I want to see how we match up with the best of the best. So far, Cleveland has got the edge on Wu. Come on, baby. Do you need me to show multiple photos of you, Brian? What's going on here? Come on, Bubba. How many do you need? You need 3? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Let's go. Come on, baby. Odin in the building. What's good? Trident's up. 317 average, 8 homers, 30 ribbies. It just started, Odin. What'd you think about Monday Night Raw? I love the tribute to, Bray Wyatt, and now we end up having a new faction, coming in, and hopefully they end up booking them the correct way, making them almost untouchable. And it's very exciting to be able to see Bray Wyatt live on. Love it, man. And I think that they picked the exact people that I would have picked to be a part of that faction. Very cool. Let's go. Oh, man. Raw is like must-see TV. And, I love AEW, right? I loved it when it first came on as a competition to WWE. We know WWE was trash during COVID. AEW was great. But now the tables have turned. AEW is almost unwatchable for me. And I love AEW, but I don't watch it on a regular basis anymore because, Raw and SmackDown and NXT have been so much better. I don't watch NXT on a regular basis, but I try to watch Raw and SmackDown a little bit more. Every once in a while, I'll try to catch a Dynamite and whatnot, depending on the card. But again, if you don't have your top guys wrestling, I need Kenny Omega. I need Young Bucks. I need Moxley. I need all the guys there. Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. And if I don't have all the top guys there, it's, not as good of a show. Nice K there for Brian Wu. Love that, baby. There we go. First punch out for Brian. Woo! Let's go, Brian. 3 photos for my dog. Nice job. Next up for the Guardians, right fielder Will Brennan. Had an amazing game yesterday. I believe he went 3 for 4 yesterday. He was on fire. Popped up. Julio jumping in front of Luke Rayleigh as they have a little bit of a laugh. There we go. All right, Mariners, our turn. And again, just like yesterday, it looked really bad to start off in the first inning, right? But we settled down, and we only gave up a run, and then we went on a big run ourselves. So that's got to give Brian Wu that extra confidence, knowing that, hey, I didn't really do that well, right? But this is a first-place team. It's not like we're playing the Angel or the A's, right? This is the Cleveland Guardians. This is one of the top 5 teams, in the American League, and one of the top, 7 teams overall with the Seattle Mariners. So it's not going to be easy. Let's go, baby. Had to throw Stephen Kwan on the thumb. We will be live tomorrow as well. Let me know what you want to do for photos, Primo. I got you. Hi, Paisley. My pup is in here now. She says, I miss you, Dad. Next up for the Mariners in the top of the second, first baseman coming back from the heel fracture. This is his second game. Ty France. Batting second, playing left field, Luke Rayleigh. Let's go, Luke. Got kicked out of the game yesterday, but we're okay. Crazy, too, at his home run that he hit last night, his uncle was in the outfield and dropped the home run ball. That's crazy shit. And batting third, DHing tonight for Seattle, Mitch Haniga. Let's go, Mitch. Let's go, baby. Michael in the building. What's good? We got to give that extra juju when needed. And it helped us get out of that inning. We're going to make sure we're calling it right down the middle. And we're going to give the proper love and appreciation for both teams. It's not going to be ever just a Seattle Mariners stream or just an Oregon Ducks stream or just a Tampa Bay Buccaneers stream. It'll always be 50-50. And on the mound, 4-2 record, 3.94 ERA, Tanner Bybee. Cool photos for him. I wish the Guardians had a cool spinning logo. I usually can get really good spinning logos for every team. They had the Cleveland Indian one, but I figure, they're not the Indians anymore, so we might as well just keep it, 100 and just put the Guardian logo up. Let's go, Ty. 0 for 2 in the series. Let's make it 1 for 3. Pitch on the corner for a strike behind him to count 0-2. Let's go, Ty. Pitches outside, 1-2 count, 286 average with an OBP of 452 and 11 ribbies in the last 18 games played for Ty France. And I like what we got out of Tyler Locklear when he filled in for Ty France. And they didn't send him back down to AAA, so he will be a part of this organization for the rest of the year. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Nice K there for Bybee. Still give him love and credit, even though that's against the Mariners, because that's what we do here. Nice photo. Next up for the Mariners, Luke Rayleigh. Let's go, baby. Luke Nukem, as Megan says. Let's go. Nuke it, Luke. I'm a crybaby, huh? Well, that's the last time you're on this channel. You like the show? Well, you can watch it somewhere else then. You can go watch it on Twitter/X. Top of the second, 1-0 Guardians, and there goes Luke Rayleigh. You live and you learn, Again, You got to be able to have the proper chat etiquette. You want to come in here and try to be a keyboard warrior, you'll get the Hollywood Hogan boot. You live and you learn. Next up, Mitch Haniga. You know, you just can't come in here and talk shit on the first comment and then say, oh, I like your shit in the second comment. It doesn't work like that. Like, fuck you, but hey, I think you're cool. Doesn't work like that, bud. Sorry. Top of the second, 1-0 Guardians. 224 average, 6 homers, 30 ribbies for Mitch Haniger. Pitch is outside, 2-0 count to Mitch. Like, who the fuck do you think you're speaking to? Top of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. 2-0 pitch to Haniger. Pitch is in the zone for a strike. 2-1 count. Come on, Hanny. All right, Megan. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, no one watches the NBA anymore. Bang, bang. I feel like the NBA playoffs were the worst in the last 20 years. I've never seen it so uncompetitive and boring. Stanley Cup final has been much better than the Stanley Cup playoffs, even though not a lot of people are watching, you know, the NHL unless you're a diehard fan. Same thing with the NBA, but I would rather go the NHL than the NBA any day. 2-2 pitch on the corner. Wow, the ump didn't even call that strike 3. The first base coach, obviously, ump had to call that. All right, here we go. Nice punch out there by Tanner Bybee. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning and see who's up next. Primo, let me know what you want to do for photos. I got you, brother. Next up for the Guardians, shortstop Daniel Schneemann. Batting second, center fielder Tyler Freeman. And batting third, catcher Bo Naylor. Let's go, Meredith. Throw up a couple old school photos here for Primo. Oh, nice. With some Edgar Martinez and Randy Johnson for Primo. And if there's anything else that he wants to see, holler. Type in the chat, my guy. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. See where we're at on the likes right now. We got 60 people in the room. We got 40 on YouTube, 20 on Twitter/X. We got 20 likes. So we got 20 individuals that have smashed the like button. And then we got another 22. We have 43 in the room right now. Half of the people have smashed the like button so far. So we have 43 on the YouTube side, only 21 likes. If you can do your boy a solid and like the stream, it'll help us get more people here, obviously in the algorithm and the metrics, and it would be greatly appreciated. Shout out to all the people watching on YouTube as well as Twitter/X. One 1-0 pitch from Wu to Schneemann. Let's go, Wu. 1 for 3 this series for Daniel Schneemann. Let's go, baby. 1-1 count from Brian Wu to Daniel Schneemann. There we go. Line drive to Ty France. 1 away. I like that. There's out number 1. Next up for the Guardians, center fielder Tyler Freeman. ABCD. Well, you know, the Mariners are one of the worst hitting teams in baseball, so you have to kind of choose accordingly if you're going to bet, you know. And with the pitchers, Brian Woo's the best pitcher, and he is the 5-hole, pitcher in the rotation. So, things are kind of ass backwards. And, with all that being said, we have one of the best pitching staffs, even though the other 4 guys are around 500 win-loss record-wise. But all of them have an ERA of about 3. Brian Woo has an ERA of 1. He's 3-0. We won all 6 starts. But again, game in and game out, you don't really know what you're going to get from the Mariners. We might put up a run. We might put up 7. That's just kind of how it's been this year. Throw to first, 2 away. Zay in the building. What's good, brother? Schneeman, Dan. Freeman, Dan. 2 away. Next up, catcher, Bo Naylor. Let's go, baby. 1-0 count to Bo Naylor, 173 average, 3 homers, and 12 ribbies. Oh, wow, that's cool. Whose house is that at? Is that your house? Is that your stuff, or is that someone else's stuff? Some cool stuff there, Odin. Odin, is that Star Wars stuff yours, or is that for like a client's house, or it's your friend? Oh, they're not yours. Your friend's mom. Well, damn, she got good taste, man, with that Star Wars merch. I love that. When Megan comes back, we'll throw it up. Very cool. Did you end up just seeing that today, or is that something you've been sitting on? Bottom of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. Brian Woo on the mound. 1-2 pitch to Naylor. Chop foul, 1-2 count. One-two pitch. Chop foul from Bo Naylor. Count remains 1-2. Come on, Woo. It's sitting on it. One-two pitch. Naylor popped up, going towards the foul pole, and going foul. Nice catch. Come on, Brian. Get into the groove, baby. Photo 1, photo 2, photo 3. Woo! Let's go. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Cleveland. 1-2 pitch. Naylor. Back, back, back. Off the wall. Get it, Julio. Hurry. 2-out double for Bo Naylor. Next up, left fielder, Stephen Kwan. Stephen Kwan batting .392, so I imagine if he goes 2 for 4 today, he'll be at 400 again. Best hitter in baseball right now between him and Luis Ariz. No, it was cool, man. Like I said, it all depends on if you have a connection with Bray Wyatt or not. Some of us really do, and some of us don't. So I totally get you, bro. I was in that same mode. Bray would have been super happy, and if he was alive still, he would have been a part of that too. Off the foul pole, and it's gone. Fuck. 3-0 Guardians. Shit, what a play by Stephen Kwan. Unbelievable. Brian Woo getting roughed up in his first game in 2024. Wow, you don't see Stephen Kwan hit that many home runs. Exit velo very low, 96.9, but crushed it. One Asian sensation to another, and now we're down 3-0. Fuck. But again, this is a first-place Guardians team versus a first-place Mariners team from the Central and the West. So I'm not really surprised, but again, hopefully the bats will heat up at some point so we can help Woo get some run support. But not ideal for us Mariner fans. But again, we did beat them yesterday. They won 2 out of 3 in Seattle. We won the first game. And again, we usually don't play good in the mornings. So the way that this game is going, if the shit doesn't turn around, maybe Cleveland will win 2 out of 3 at home and on the road. I'm hoping that we can find a way to come back, though. The chosen Quan. Hit the Quan, baby. That was a hell of a play. That's what I get for throwing up 2 photos of Stephen Kwan, but I got to, we got to make sure we're not haters. We want to make sure we're giving the proper love for someone that's, playing well, batting 400 almost. Got his batting average up now to 396. Popped up. Dominic Canzone is there, but the damage is done. 3-0 Cleveland. What are you barking at, Paisley? Daddy's got to work. End of the second inning, 3-0 Cleveland. Let's see who's up here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Batting second, playing second base, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, J.P. Crawford. Nice job by Stephen Kwan. And realistically, after hitting that bomb, he'll probably get another hit or 2 in this game, especially after Brian Wu goes out. I don't really know what we're going to have for, pitching. We went through quite a few pitchers yesterday, just like the Guardians did. So, again, 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. That's usually the goal for the Mariners, every single game. And when we hit that number, we usually win 90 to 95% of the time. When we don't, we usually lose. But we have been pretty good in 1-run games and extra inning games this year. But the way that this game looks like it's trending, it might be a blowout. So hopefully we can come back. No, you can talk about anything. You don't need to apologize, bro. You're an original OG, man. We can talk about anything on this stream. Anything I do on stream, it doesn't matter if I'm doing baseball or NASCAR or football. If you want to talk wrestling, you already know wrestling is one of my number one things, no matter what I'm doing. So don't apologize ever. I just like having you in the room, and that way that we can end up talking at any given point. So never apologize for being you, my guy. Top of the third, 3-0 Guardians. Odin's son, the original OG. My dog. In the box, Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dirty Dom. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is high. 1-1 count. Come on, Mariners. He's a 6. Yeah. Wild pitch. Behind the backstop, 2-1 count. Dominic Canzone, 204 average, 6 homers, and 12 ribbies in 2024. Let's go, Dom. We need you, baby. You think they're gonna make the move? I've been reading some articles about that, some speculation. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count. That one chopped foul. Oh, Paisley, you want out? Oh, I gotta let my pup out in a second. My pup is acting up. Two-two pitch. Big swing and a miss, and there goes Dominic Canzone. One away. Nice job by Tanner Bybee, 4-2 record, ERA of 3.94. Bybee, 2.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 earned runs, 0 walks. He's already got 6 Ks to Brian Wu's 1. So obviously we know where this game is going right now. Nice job by Tanner Bybee. Fucking A. 6 Ks already? Jesus Christ. Pacing for 12. Come on, Mariners. Got to find a way. And a lot of times when we have a lot of offensive production in the previous game, sometimes this is what happens in the next game after. Pitch in the zone for a strike. 1-1 count. Rest in peace to Willie Mays, who passed away yesterday, and they've been doing a bunch of tributes for him. Next up in the box, second baseman Dylan Moore. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. Seriously, 5 Ks in a row, wheeling and dealing. 2 for 4 this series for Demo. Odin's son, Odin's child, helping out with the like and the share. I appreciate that on the Twitter/X. 1-2 pitch. Demo to third. Throw to first. Ramirez, 2 away. We got 43 people on the YouTube side, 21 on the Twitter/X side. Where are we at on likes? 28. So if you are watching right now on the YouTube side, we have 14 people that haven't smashed the like button just yet. So if you are one of those 14, please do. Then the higher and the faster that we can get to 30 to 50 likes, it'll help out with the full algorithm. So appreciate y'all. Next up is J.P. Crawford. One count to JP. Let's go, baby. 207 average, 7 homers, 21 ribbies for JP. Solid two-way player, good defense as well. Top of the third, 3-0 Cleveland. 0-1 pitch to Crawford. Pitch is inside. And it looks like the only way the Mariners are going to get back into this game is once Bybee is out. And hopefully we can see him leave the game by the 6th inning, and hopefully he doesn't go into the 7th. Otherwise, we might have to make up 3 runs in the 8th and the 9th or more to come back to tie or try to win or go into extras. Pitch is outside, 2-1 count. Bean in the building, what's good? That's going to be sweet. I mean, considering a lot of the pay-per-views have been overseas and whatnot for WWE, the crowds are typically better. We already the Canadian crowds, the France crowds are going to be a little bit better. But hopefully, in the United States, they'll bring the energy and the heat. Big swing and a miss. Bybee is dealing. There goes JP. Goodbye. Wow. Striked out the last 7 in a row. This might be a long day for the Mariners. Nice job, Tanner. All right, let's go over his stat line. My goodness. Cool photos of him, too, that I had to pull up for y'all. I had to pull that up for Zay and a few others. All right, Tanner. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks. That's a key stat. 7 Ks. Unbelievable. And it's not like we have a shitty pitcher on opposite end. This is our number 1 pitcher this year. He's normally in the 5 hole. But again, we've won all 6 starts with him. 3-0 record. ERA of 1.07, but now it's up to 1.77. And he actually has the best ERA and win total in his first 6 starts in Mariner history. But again, when you play a team like the Cleveland Guardians, from time to time, this is going to happen. They're going to beat your ass. They're good. These are 2 of the top 5 teams that are in the American League. And if we're really being honest, like I mentioned earlier in the stream, these 2 teams with the Royals, the Orioles, and the Yankees, one of those 5 teams is making the World Series this year in the American League. You got the Orioles, you got the Yankees in the East, you got the Mariners in the West, and then you got the Guardians and the Royals in the Central. And then the Twins are going to be that team that's probably right behind, as like that 6th team, in the American League. Then you got the Braves, but they have no Spencer Strider, no Ronald Acuna Jr., so I don't think they're going to make it. But, they can make the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to go on a deep run with those two guys out, even though they're very, very good. But I think the Phillies and the Dodgers are much better. And the Brewers, they're pretty good this year, but we'll see if they can play good in the playoffs. It's kind of a different story for that team once they get to that point. And we'll see who the fifth best team is in the National League. It's usually a surprise team that gets hot late, like the Phillies did 2 years ago and the Diamondbacks last year. Bottom of the third, 3-0 Guardians. Beating our ass here today. Zay loves it. Next up, third baseman, 1-for-1, Jose Ramirez. All the fans in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, they're loving this. Well, we're the number one strikeout team in the last 100 years. I look at all the stats every single day, and we're not the worst, strikeout team this year. If you go back in the last 100 years, we are the number one team. We're trending that way this year. But again, with that being said, we're still first place in the West, and we're one of the top 7 teams in baseball. So just imagine if we can get a bat or two, during the break, and we can get a little bit more bullpen play. We might be able to have the best record in the American League when it's all said and done. And we got the easiest schedule from here on out for the rest of the year. So even though we strike out a lot and we have a lot of flaws, look how good we are, based off our record. That's the amazing part. We haven't even hit our peak whatsoever, and we're already in first place. So, it's one of those things you just got to be able to keep a good perspective on it. But it does suck striking out so much. But you got to give credit to the Guardians as well with their good pitching. It's not just us sucking, in the batter's box. It's usually, who we're going up against as well. But again, sometimes we'll go against a guy that's got an ERA of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and he looks like a Cy Young pitcher against us. So Naylor popped up. Should be a routine play for Dominic Canzone. 2 away. We're at 2, 98 to go. Let's go, baby. Next up, 0-for-1 with a K, DHing for Cleveland, David Fry. Oh, the one thing about the Mariners, though, that I really do like, is we are a very good one-run, game squad like we were in Julio, Cal Raleigh, and George Kirby's rookie season in 2022. Last year, we were terrible in one-run games, but this year, it's like in 2022, we're pretty good, and we rally late. We are one of the best teams in the 8th and 9th inning. We're top 2 in Major League Baseball in the 8th and the 9th. So when we get down, we find a way to rally late. We don't win every time, but we try our hardest. Dominic Canzone running in. There we go. There's some good defense. Hockey from home in the building. What's good? End of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Guardians. Come on, Mariners. We got to get those bats to light up. We're probably going to have to wait against once Bybee goes out, and then we'll start raking. Let's go. In the top of the 4th inning, 3-0 Cleveland. Next up for the Mariners, 0-for-1, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting second, 1-for-1, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And like I mentioned in yesterday's stream, when everyone does good except for Julio, then typically the next game, Julio does good and no one else does anything. And that's exactly what we're getting here today. So hopefully, if Julio ends up hitting a home run, it ends up not being like a 3-1 game, and that's like the only production we have. But it wouldn't shock me if that happens. And batting third, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. My boy. Let's go, Cal. Let's take a look at the likes, see where we're at. Trying to make sure we're getting those numbers. We got 50 people watching. Shout out to all the people watching on Twitter/X and YouTube. And you guys are awesome. We're an hour into the stream, and we're at 33 likes. So that's very, very good. So we have a very good chance to get 17 more before the stream ends, especially if the game gets a little bit closer for the Mariners side. And again, 30 to 50 likes is usually what we want to shoot for. And then anything above 50 is gravy. So thank you so much for all the people that have smashed the like button. And if you haven't done it yet, please do. If you're watching on Twitter/X, no like button over there, no chat button, no dono button. But if you want to come over to the YouTube side, you're more than welcome to. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Hollywood. We need someone to start this little streak for us. Let's go, Josh. 3 photos. 3 photos equals a base hit. First pitch to Rojas for a strike, 0-1 count. Ivy is just fucking wheeling and dealing. Facing for 12 Ks, 13 Ks. 0-1 pitch to Rojas. Chopped it off himself. Batting helmet goes flying. Behind in the count, 0-2. But as anyone that watches baseball on a regular basis knows, there's 2 games that are always in one game. The starters, and the pitching, for the first 6 innings, that's one part of the game. And then the game starts over, and then you get the bullpen coming in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And that's the second part of the game. So it's almost like 2 games in one. So even if you're up 3-0, it doesn't mean that you're going to win. There's a good chance that you will, but you never know. Once Bybee goes out, if their bullpen plays like they did yesterday, we'll easily come back. But I'm not saying that's going to happen. But, again, just like when the Guardians, got rid of our starting pitcher, and then they started raking on us as well. Rojas chops that one foul, 1-2 count. One-two pitch, good eye, pitches high, 2-2 count. The Hollywood Josh Rojas. We're halfway through, bottom of the 4th. Not yet. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Cleveland. Come on, Mariners, wake up. Let's go. 2-2 pitch. Bybee chops it off the catcher's mask, foul behind the plate. Count remains 2-2. We've gained a couple subs as well. Thank you for all the people that have come through. Gained 4 subs already. Rojas. Back. Oh, in between the gap. Hits the wall. Go. Stand up double. Hollywood Josh Rojas. What did I tell you? 3 photos equals a base hit, baby. Yes, sir. Trident's up. Bang, baby. There we go. 12 doubles for Rojas. My guy. Yeah, baby. Got to update this. We got 4 subs already. We need 10 more subs to hit 20,300. So we've definitely been gaining a lot of ground as of late, which is good. I've been working very, very hard. I've been grinding on YouTube for 8 years. I've been streaming for 12, and we're approaching 4 million views on the channel, which is a big thing for me. I know some people are famous and they can get 4 million views on like one video. But again, when you're grinding away, with 300 to 600 views on a stream and, sometimes getting 1,000 to 2,000, it takes time to hit a number like 4 million. And once we end up hitting the 4 million view mark, I will do a giveaway on the channel. Shout out to all the people that have ever liked, sub, donated, comment, or shared to the NWSF. I appreciate you. Pitches inside to Julio. 1-1 count. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Julio. How many photos do we need? 1, 2, 3. Base hit, baby. Let's go. 1-1 count to Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Chopped it off himself and off the catcher. Hopefully he's okay. Julio's always going to obviously be a good sport about things. Count is 1-2. Bo Naylor laughing it off with Julio there. And we are wearing the Northwest green, the teals. I think my favorite jersey that the Mariners have. Let's go, baby. Ten more subs to hit 20,300. Let's go, baby. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Cleveland. Hollywood Rojas at second, no outs. 1-2 pitch to Julio. Let's go, J-Rod. Single, double, triple, homer. Let's go. 1-2 pitch. Damn it. Line drive. Fuck. That would have been a base hit. But Jose Ramirez is a fucking defensive god and lined out right to him, head on a swivel. That would have brought in a run for sure. Great defense by Cleveland. Fucking A. Next up, catcher, big dumper. Cal Raleigh. Exit velo on that hit was 103.2. Unbelievable. Let's go, big dumper. Big dumper getting hated on by a lot of the Major League Baseball fans because they have no idea how good he is. There's only 2 catchers that are better than him in the American League, and he's top 5, Salvador Perez and Adley Rutschman. But when you actually look at some of the stats that he's been able to put up, it's remarkable. It's crazy to think. 24 RBIs in the 7th inning or later. That's most in Major League Baseball. He's caught 14 catcher caught stealing, so he's been able to throw out 14 individuals, right, at second, right, most in Major League Baseball. 7 shutouts caught, tied for most in baseball, and he's got 2 go-ahead grand slams, most in baseball. How is he 10th in voting in the American League? Ridiculous. You know, I'm not saying that he deserves to be an all-star this year, but there is no way in hell, you know, fucking 9 other catchers that are better than him, let alone in the American League only. You know, he's top 5 overall, right, and he's 10th in voting in the American League alone, which is ridiculous. But again, you know, batting average is a little low for Cal Raleigh, usually around 200 to 220. But if they're basing it just off the batting average, it shows you how dumb a lot of the Major League Baseball fans are. They're not looking at all the other stats that are important. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is inside. 2-1 count. I mean, how can you be number 1 in so many categories and not get the credit? But again, once the Mariners start making the playoffs on a regular basis and Cal ends up being the hero more often than not, even more than Julio, then he'll finally end up making all-star games. So we might have to wait a couple years for that. 2-1 pitch, the big dumper. Runner at second, Hollywood Rojas almost hit him. 3-1 count. I like that. Yeah, even though Perez didn't do good last night, just, you know, he's always above 300. He's the OG. Adley Rutschman is the best catcher in the American League and arguably overall. But it's not like we have Pudge Rodriguez, Mike Piazza, and Buster Posey playing now. So if you're actually looking at the catchers overall, even though Salvador Perez is old, he's still really good. Big swing and a miss, 3-2 count. I mean, I'm not a hater. I watch, you know, all the teams in baseball. So he might have had a bad game yesterday, but it doesn't mean he's a bad catcher. Pretty solid. Like him and Adley Rutschman are always batting over 300. Stats are a little bit better as far as batting average wise. But if you're looking at all the intangibles, defense, switch hitter, motivator, work ethic, you know, Cal gives you a lot. And he's the best clutch hitter on the Mariners in the 7th inning and beyond, even more than Julio. If anything, Julio's had a shitty year this year, to be honest. And we're still in first place. 3-2 pitch to Cal Raleigh. Got him. Damn it. 2 away. Hopefully he'll be able to do something in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. But Bybee is dealing. Not surprised. Next up, first baseman coming back from the heel fracture, Ty France. Let's go, Ty. We got to find a way to get into Bybee at some point. Otherwise, we're going to have a 3-inning marathon, three-inning sprint in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to catch up. Top of the 4th, 3-0 Guardians. Runner at second, 2 away. First pitch is outside to Ty France. 1-0 count, 0 for 1. Strikeout in the first inning, 248 average, 7 homers, and 27 ribbies in 2024. Let's go, France. 1-0 pitch. Pitch is outside, 2-0 count. We just need to get him to force a walk. Come on, baby. We're at 2, 98 to go. Let's go, baby. Hopefully we'll get some more goats to come through and show some love. Lots of bills to pay. Big swing and a miss, 2-1 count. Come on, Todd. Come on, Ty. 2-1 pitch from Bybee. Pitch is high. Good eye for France. 3-1 count. I like that. Come on, France. Good position here to get a base knock or a walk. Have discipline, Ty. That's a third photo. Got to get a base hit here. Come on, Ty. 3-1 count from Bybee. Walked him. Hell yeah. There we go. You can tell now, Bybee losing a little bit of control. We like that. Now they're having a visit on the mound. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. This is a good opportunity for the Mariners. And next up, left fielder Luke Raley. 0 for 1 with a K. Let's go, Luke. And Luke can homer. Obviously homered last night, so he can get a nice RBI, single, double, triple. Let's go, Luke. Luke Nukem. We need to. Man, you're already up 3-0. 1-2 out of 3 in Seattle. So right now the series is 2-2. And you're going to win tomorrow, Zay. We play at 10 a.m. and we're terrible. So we're a terrible morning team, and we're a terrible early afternoon team. In the worst case scenario, we're playing at fucking 10 a.m. Like they're going to be just like wiping the crust out of their eyes, and it might get ugly tomorrow. Like, when you guys beat us 8-0, in that last game, the rubber match in Seattle, right at the beginning of the year, it might be something like that tomorrow, even with Castillo on the mound. So we got to come back, baby. You guys win 2 out of 3, in Seattle. We got to win 2 out of 3 in Cleveland. Let's go, Luke. Luke Nukem. Luke. Great pickup for us. Trading Jose Caballero, which we didn't really need, for someone like Luke Raley, who's been a big asset for us. Raley? Fuck. Just foul. Shit. That would have been huge. And when you're a team that doesn't get hits that often, you can't afford double plays. You can't afford to leave guys stranded. Like, we're not the Dodgers or the Orioles or the Yankees that can get 1 guy or 2 guys on every fucking inning. So if they hit into a couple double plays, they know that they can do it the next inning and get more runs. So, every single time we have a guy on base, it's so important for us to knock him in because we don't get to hit as good as these other teams. Top of the zone for a strike, 1-2 count, should have been a ball. And again, out of all the top 9 teams in baseball, top 10, we're the worst hitting team out of them all. But again, if we can add a bat or 2, it doesn't have to be Vlad Jr. or Luis Robert Jr. or Bo Bichette, but if we can add a bat or 2 and maybe another bullpen piece, it could really be big for us. Big swing and a miss, and there goes Luke Raley. Fuck. Bybee, great job. Fucking A. Lost opportunity there for the Mariners. Fucking Zay loves it. Zay's living his best life. Nice job. All right, Tanner, let's look at your stat line. You're going to have to wait for him to come out, and then we can start raking. 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks? Jesus Christ. All right, Tanner. And Brian Wu only has 1 K. That's weird. But again, when you end up playing a first-place team, you don't really know what you're going to get. Nice job by Tanner Bybee. Get his ass out of the game already so we can catch up. Great performance from him. Let's see who's up next for the Guardians and Zay. Next up for Cleveland, 0 for 1, right fielder Will Brennan. Nice game yesterday, 3 for 4 or 4 for 5. He was fucking on fire yesterday. Very electric. Batting second, 0 for 1, shortstop Daniel Schneemann. And batting third, center fielder, 0 for 1, Tyler Freeman. Like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that a lot of people go through on the daily or have in the past. So if you feel like you're slipping into the darkness a little bit, make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Eat a little bit better, exercise a little bit more, spend time with your pets, listen to music. You'd be really surprised if you make those minor adjustments, you can end up getting back, obviously, to your former self, and you can win the day with facts. Let's go, baby. 3-0 Guardian. And I'll be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. So, again, you can take the day off tomorrow, Matt, since you'll be in Hawaii at 7 a.m. You can do your regular routine, wake up, work out, do all that. And then we'll be back at it on Friday. But I will be here tomorrow, obviously bright and early. 10 a.m. I already made the thumbnail. Mariners Guardians. And we got Castillo and Allen. Castillo 6-7 record, 3.32 ERA, and then you got fucking Allen 7-3 record, 5.30 ERA. So it should be a pretty good one tomorrow, hopefully. 0-1 pitch to Brennan, popped up. Julio is there, 1 away. Next up, shortstop, Daniel Schneemann. And I'm very excited. You know, I only get to go to like 1 or 2 games a year for the Mariners because I grind on this channel so hard. But I am going on July 4th against the Orioles in Seattle. So I'm definitely going to try to get a Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, Cal Raleigh, or Julio foul ball. I got good seats off first base, about 10, 15 rows back, in the perfect section, perfect spot. So, you know, I don't know if we're going to be able to win that game because the Orioles are the real deal Holyfield, but it'll be a fun experience. And then I'll get home before the fireworks start since the game is at 1 o'clock. So we'll drive up there at, 7, 8 a.m., get it there around 11. Game starts at 1. It'll be over at 4. And then I'll be back here around 7:30. So it'll be a jam-packed day. 1-1 pitch. Chop that one foul by Schneemann. 1-2 count. But I haven't got a chance to see the Orioles yet, so this will be my first opportunity, obviously, since they have joined the elite company of being one of the top 5 teams in Major League Baseball. 1-2 pitch. Schneemann fouls that one off. Count remains 1-2. Hopefully I can get 2 baseballs. That way I can get one and keep it. Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, Cal Raleigh, or Julio, and then I can get another one and I can give it to my buddy Justin since he's never gotten a ball before. But if I only end up getting one, I'm going to give it to him, considering I've already gotten 3 in like 7 games. So even if it ends up being Julio or, Adley Rutschman or Gunnar Henderson. But I'm going to do everything I can, but I'm not going to be running over like Zach Hampel, and I'm not going to, jump in front of anybody or knock anybody over. I'll get it fair and square. No glove. 1-2 pitch. Popped up. Schneemann. Right to Julio. There we go. No fly zone. 2 away. Next up for the Guardians, center fielder Tyler Freeman. 0 for 1. Let's make it 0 for 2. We got 53 people in the building. Let's see where we're at on the likes. We're at 33. 7 more to get to 40. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 34. Thank you so much. 6 more to get to 40. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. We're at 2. 98 to go to hit the goal. Bottom of the 4th, 3-0 Guardians. 0-1 pitch from Wu to Freeman. Not the real prototypical start for Wu. But again, the Guardians are a good team, so you're not going to get 8, 9, 10 Ks against a first-place team every outing. Big facts. Come on, Brian. Oh-2 pitch. Jammed him. Went right past Wu. Throw to first. There we go. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning. 3-0 Guardians. Mariners only have 2 hits. Guardians, it's not like they have 10 hits right now. They only have 4, but they have gotten 3 runs because of the Stephen Kwan 2-run jack. So if you're just joining the broadcast in the bottom of the 1st, Naylor singled to right. Kwan scored Ramirez the 3rd, 1-0 Cleveland. And then Stephen Kwan homered to right, 358 feet. Bo Naylor was on board, 3-0 Guardians. All right, Mariners, wake up. Someone's got to do something. Fucking A. See who's up next here in the top of the 5th for Seattle. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing for Seattle, 0 for 1, Mitch Haniga. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, right fielder Dominic Manzone. And batting third, 0 for 1, second baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Let's go Mariners. If anyone has a Twitter/X account, do your boy a solid and like and retweet the stream. We got Megan, True North Trident, Lauren, Matt, and Odin that have helped your boy out on that side. I appreciate that very, very much. Go Mariners. Someone's got to wake up. We just got to wait for Bybee to go out. Take a look at the stat lines for the pitchers here real quick. All right, so for Brian Wu, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 K. Probably his worst performance so far in 2024. You know, again, 3-0 record. We won all 6 games up to this point. His ERA was 1.07. It's 1.67 now. But again, we might be able to help him out once we get to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And then if we go to the Guardians, big difference there with Bybee. Take a look at his numbers. Much better. All right, Tanner Bybee's numbers, 4 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 9 Ks, ERA of 3.74, came into the game with a 3.94 ERA, has a 4-2 record. But I can see why he's 4-2. He's fantastic. All right, come on, Hanny. Mitch Haniger in the box. Big swing and a miss, behind in the count, 0-2 already. 223 average, 6 homers, and 30 ribbies for Haniger. Come on, Mitch, wake up. Go, baby. One-two pitch. Bybee to Haniger. Big swing and a miss. That's his 10th K. Second career double-digit outing. Nice job. And we're not haters here, so we'll make sure we celebrate that. Wish that was Brian Wu with his 10th K, but not so much. Nice job, Tanner. 10th K of the game, and we're only in the 5th inning. Unbelievable. Next up in the box, Dominic Canzone. And again, since he's wheeling and dealing, we're not going to get anything until he goes out. So, you know, unless we get a real lucky RBI or home run to get him out early, but he might go into the 7th inning. I got to look at his pitch count. What is he at? 74, though. So we'll see where he's at there. Dominic Canzone. Nice hit. Go, go, go. Go. Run hard. Run hard. Slide. Nice. Dominic Canzone running hard right out of the gates with a double. There we go. Dirty Dom. Hell yeah. Because if we can get a run, you know, or a home run or an RBI in this inning or in the 6th, he'll go out. But if he doesn't, then, you know, he'll probably go to the 7th inning, and that's not good for us. We need 3 innings, the 7th, 8th, and 9th to catch up. Nice job, Dominic Canzone. Next up, baseman, Demo, Dylan Moore. Come on, Dylan. Throw back to second, safe. Canzone, finally, baby. Let's go. Let's not waste this opportunity. Let's go, baby. Yeah, a lot of doubles the last couple games, huh? I mean, we're one of the worst teams of hitting doubles, and for whatever reason, you know, double cheeseburgers for everyone. It was very odd to see. You know, we were one of the worst teams at hitting doubles, let alone getting a fucking hit, you know, and to have so many yesterday, that was very uncharacteristic. And then another one here today. And obviously we know triples are very rare, no matter what, you know, team you are. You could still be the Orioles or, you know, the Yankees or the Dodgers. They're not going to be getting a triple every game. Demo, right to Ramirez, throw to first. 2 away. Good defense by Ramirez. Fucking stud. Great player. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And obviously kind of got fucked up from the very start with that shitty, first couple pitches that were called strike when they were balls, and got him out of his rhythm and whatnot. And hopefully he can get past that. It'd be really awesome if we could get a double here, and then we could end up making it 3-1. Or even a single. I'll take a single. Just something to move the runner over. Come on, baby. Top of the fifth, 3-0 Cleveland. Dominic Canzone at second with a double with 2 outs. Bybee, 10 Ks already. 0-1 pitch to J.P. Crawford. 206 average, 7 homers, 21 ribbies in 2024. Pitch is high. Should have been a ball, but called strike. This ump is fucking terrible. He's definitely calling it for Cleveland today. Like a foot off the plate. Fucking A, man. Call it fair. I just want a fair chance to come back in this game. J.P. Crawford, it seems like he's already mentally out of it, because obviously he's not getting the fair calls at the plate, so he's not going to get a hit here. He's out of it mentally. 0-2 pitch, probably will strike out. And then another one high in the zone that could have been a ball. Now J.P. might get kicked out of the game. Yep, there goes J.P. Yep. And JP never does that. This ump is bad. Like I said, the ump has been calling it out of the strike zone on the Mariners all game, starting it right out of the gates. And there goes Scott Service. Now Service gets ejected. So maybe this will give us a little bit of fire. But Zay, that was horrible umping, bro. You guys already have, the better pitcher today with Bybee, but this guy's strike zone is ridiculous. It can't be a foot or 2 foot off the plate, and then obviously JP with 3 strikeouts. Give me a break, dude. If it's right down the middle and if it's in the zone, fine. You know what I mean? But almost every pitch that was called a strike was a ball. That last one was, close to the strike zone, but what about all the other ones that were a foot or 2 foot or 3 foot off the plate? Bullshit. Terrible. But again, you guys, lost yesterday and you guys are raking today. But again, now if they're going to call that for Woo on the other end, Mariner fans won't get as, upset. And again, JP never shows emotion unless something bullshit has happened. And we just got 2 individuals get ejected. So, and again, if it's going to be a big strike zone like Angel Hernandez, call it for both teams. But when you don't, that's the team that gets screwed. That's the team that's going to get ejections, because eventually at that 3rd or 4th at bat, you're already fuming after the first at bat where you feel like you've been done dirty. Then the 2nd at bat, you can't focus because you're thinking about the 1st at bat that the fucker did you dirty. Then the 2nd at bat is dirty, and then you go to the 3rd at bat, and then it's done. And then ejection. And then I think we just lost JP and Scott Service there. So 3-0 Guardians. I don't know if that's going to give us a spark, but again, if the ump is going to call it that way, we just have to wait for Bybee to go out. And then hopefully we can rally in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, try to tie it up, and then maybe try to win 4-3 if you guys don't score anymore, which is probably unlikely. But the only way we're going to tie it up or win, it seems like, is if we go into extras or we have a big 8th and 9th inning. But you got to give the Guardians credit. But not only are the Guardians playing great and Bybee's got 10 Ks, they also got the ump in their favor in this game too, which is kind of shitty for us, but good for you. All right, let's see who is up next for the Guardians. But anytime you end up having an ejection, it will spark a fire. But normally it's like, you want the manager to get tossed, not the manager and J.P. Crawford. So now we got a player down, right? And then we got the manager out. So now Bliss will come in. Oh, well, but sometimes, you need a little bit of fire and emotion. And now we got Bowman in. I don't know if I like this. This game might be over, but we'll see. Next up for the Guardians, Bo Naylor. Pitch in the zone for a strike, 0-2 count. Good start from Bowman. Chris in the building, what's good? Now, some umps are good and some umps are bad. I mean, that's how it goes. But that was already fuming for JP at that first at bat. Because the thing is like they have this like box for the strike zone, and every box for every ump is a little different. But if it's like a foot, 2 foot, or 3 foot out of the box, that's supposed to be a ball, right? If it's right on the line, you can call it either way, ball or strike. people will bitch and moan, but people understand, the fans and the players, right? But if it's like a foot or 2 foot away from the box, it's supposed to be a ball every single time. But the shitty part is when you have a terrible ump, they call that a strike. And every time they call it a strike when it's not supposed to be, the players, get pissed. And then, once you get out a couple times that way, you're mentally out of the game, and it affects the performance. And then eventually you blow up. J.P. Crawford blew up. He got ejected. Service got ejected as well. And now we're down 3-0 and we're down 2 pieces. Brian Wu, not a good outing. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 1 walk, only 1 strikeout. And again, he had 6 wins for the Mariners, 3-0 record, an ERA of 1.07. But again, you have to give credit to Cleveland. They're a very good team. They are 2 of the top 7 teams overall, 2 of the top 5 in the American League. And at some point, we knew Brian Wu was going to have a shitty outing, and the outing was today. So hopefully we can come back in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. How's it going, Chris? How are you? So hopefully we'll get a little bit of fire and energy, obviously, with the ejection of J.P. Crawford and Scott Service. But it started right out of the first couple pitches of the game when it should have been a 2-1 count. And then it was 1-2, and then J.P. struck out. And it was already pretty much over after that. You kind of knew how the game was going to go. Little dribbler, 2 away. There goes Naylor. Next up, left fielder Stephen Kwan, 1-for-1 with a 2-run blast. Not the guy that you would think that would hit a home run, for the Guardians, and he's batting .393. So if he gets 2 more hits, he'll be at 400. Oh, it's Jimenez now. Kwan ended up getting out on that last at bat, excuse me. Next up, second baseman Andres Jimenez. It happened so quickly. 254 average, 4 home runs, and 35 ribbies. My page didn't refresh on the bottom. There we go. I was about to say, I thought that wasn't Naylor. I thought that next batter was Kwan, so. Good old ESPN for you. Pitch is low and into the zone. 3-0 count for Jimenez. Bottom of the 5th, 3-0 Guardians. Joe's bunt takes a strike, 3-1 count. And again, I don't really like a lot of the guys in the bullpen. I like Andres Munoz. Brash is out for the year. So it's really a crapshoot for our bullpen. And if you can't hit and you got a shitty bullpen and your starting pitcher didn't do very good, chances are things are going to get ugly. There's a walk from Bowman. And we already used a shitload of pitchers yesterday like Cleveland, so this might get very ugly. Next up for the Guardians, All-Star Jose Ramirez. Good defender, good batter, switch hitter. Go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Pitches into the zone. A little low there. Let's see where we're at. We're at 37. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. 3 more to get to 40. Let's get there, baby. 3 more. We're at 37. Hopefully we can get to 50 before the game ends. We got 66 people watching. 1-0 pitch. Cal Raleigh, throw to second. Got him! No way. They said safe, but wow. I want to see a replay on that. That was close. And Cal Raleigh is #1 in Major League Baseball of throwing guys out to second. So he's a great defensive player. He's a great switch hitter, great clutch hitter. Needs to be a little bit more consistent with the batting average, usually batting 200 to 220. Okay, looks like he was safe. Barely. Nice stolen bag from Jimenez. 12 for 15 so far in 2024 in stolen bags. Decent percentage. 24 runners caught stealing this season, 5th most in MLB. Ramirez pops that one foul behind the plate, 2-2 count. Season with runners in scoring position, Jose Ramirez, 361 average, 5 homers, and 40 ribbies. we're going to have to be very careful here. Otherwise, it's going to be 5-0 with a blink of an eye, or 4-0 with an RBI. Two-two pitch from Bowman to Ramirez. Pitches low and into the dirt. 3-2 count. Count is full. Fucking Bowman stinks. Come on, Mariners. 3-2 pitch. Chopper. Throw to first from Ryan Bliss off a bounce. Safe. Fucking A. Throw home. Safe. Fuck. And there it is. 4-0 Guardians. Great base running by Jimenez there. That's what happens when J.P. Crawford goes out. You bring in Bliss, and then the manager gets ejected as well. Everything going all Cleveland. Next up for the Guardians, first baseman Josh Naylor. Cal, the second. And another stolen bag, the second base, Ramirez. Big jump by Ramirez. Great base running by Jose. Bottom of the fifth, 4-0 Cleveland. Runner at second with 2 outs, 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. And again, we're going to have one of those like miraculous comebacks where we're down 4-0. We go into the 8th, we get 4, and then have Cal Raleigh come into the 9th and do something magical like we did against the White Sox when we were down 4-0. Ended up winning 8-4. Don't think that's going to happen necessarily today, but you know, a guy can dream. So we're going to need a big comeback here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. 1-0 pitch. Bowman, who you throwing to? 2-0 count. And I will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Early game, Pacific. 12 Central, 1 Eastern. And we're terrible in the morning, so I would assume we will lose tomorrow. So if everything keeps going this way, the Guardians are going to win the series again, 2 games out of 3, just like they did in Seattle at the beginning of the year. Got to get some more bats here in Seattle before the trade deadline. And some more better quality bullpen guys, too. .3-0 pitch from Bowman to Naylor. Oh, he crushed that. Back. Gone! Zay's loving this. 6-0 Guardians. Fuck. Crushing it. Big homer by Josh Naylor. Golly. That's what happens when you have a shitty bullpen. Starting pitcher doesn't do anything, right? Then the backup comes in. He does worse. And then all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard and it's 6-0 Cleveland. Nice job, Guardians. Oh, man. 6-0. J.P. Crawford ejected. Scott Service ejected. Terrible. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Bybee, 10 Ks. Everything is going Guardians. Hey, but you got to take the win where it's at. You know, even with the bad calls, it's not like we were going to come back this game. You know what I mean? Like, if it, you know, you take the bad calls out of it, you guys are still probably up 4-0, you know, so it might have accounted for like, you know, or maybe the score is like 6-2 at this point or 6-1, but it's not tied or close, even with the bad calls. So, you know, you can celebrate the victory so far. We got you yesterday. You know, obviously you'd like it to be a little bit better than the ump, but again, even if the ump was great, the maximum amount of hits and runs that we would have been able to get, we probably would have only maxed out at 2 runs or 1. maybe none, based on how the game is going. So this one's getting out of hand. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Just a couple more likes to get to 40. We're at 2. We need 98 to hit the goal. Hopefully we can get some goats to come in here to show some love. 2-1 pitch. Fry pops up. It looks like we're finally going to get out of this fucking inning. Bliss is there. But the damage is done. Great inning by the Guardians. Great pitching, right? Great hitting. And obviously getting a little bit of revenge on Seattle for the victory yesterday. Nice job, Guardians. See, most Mariner fans would not be this positive. And again, that's why I call it right down the middle and people fuck with me. Because again, it's not going to be a stream for just my favorite teams. We're going to call it right down the middle. Even if it ends up being a ass whooping, you got to make sure you're giving the proper due instead of being like these other Mariner streamers that, end up just talking shit about the other team and not giving the other players the credit that they deserve, just shitting on them, even when you're down 6-0, ridiculous. But that's how it is. Many people are biased, and they don't even realize it. All right, baby. Can we get back into this game? Probably not, but I'm hoping that we can find a way at least not to have a goose egg at the end of the day. Next up for the Mariners, third baseman, 1 for 2, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting second, 1 for 2, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. But remember what I said last night. When everyone does well, besides Julio, right, and we win the game, what happens? The following game, Julio does well, and no one else does anything. And that's exactly what we're getting here today. When you've been watching this team since 1985, and you've been watching this team, with Julio, Cal, and George Kirby since 2022, from the very first pitch to the last pitch, you kind of understand where your team is at. And sometimes, your team will surprise you and do things that are uncharacteristic. But a lot of times, if Julio ends up having a bad game and everybody produces but him, he'll produce the next game, but it's usually like a meaningless home run or a hit late, and then we still end up losing 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, or whatever the fucking score is. So let's go, baby. Shit, some Mariner fans have turned the game off already. But again, I'm not a fair weather fan. Top of the 6-0 Guardians. Fucking Bibby's still in the game. This should hopefully be his last inning based off his pitch count. He's at 81. So hopefully he'll be around the high 90s. And then, mid to high 90s. And then we can have another pitcher come in. And then we'll have to have a marathon in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And we'll have to try to get 2 runs in the 7th, 2 runs in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th, and then pray the Guardians don't get any more. But that's wishful thinking. 2-0 pitch. Pitch in the zone for a strike to Rojas. 2-1 count. Come on, Josh. Two-one pitch to Rojas. Check swing. Goes towards third base, foul, 2-2 count. Come on, Josh. 2-2 pitch. Chop that one foul, 2-2. Count remains the same. But I guarantee you're not going to see any other, Mariner content creator or live streamer more positive than me when shit is going bad. Big facts. 3 more likes to get to 40. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Little dribbler, bobbled it. And if Rojas would have ran full speed, he would have been safe. But what did he do? He let up because he thought he was automatically out, and then he ended up being out. You got to run hard every single play, even when you're down 6-0. You never know when that shortstop or second baseman might have a bobble. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a single, Julio Rodriguez. Come on, J-Rod. Let's go, baby. Let's get a meaningless home run. Try to hit up. because this would be the time that Julio would get a home run. You know, we're down 6-0. The game's over more than likely. You know, we have barely got any hits all day, and then Julio gets a solo blast to make it 6-1. It's cool that he gets one if he does, but is it really going to make that much of a difference? Kind of depends on who comes in after Bybee. So it could start a rally. But maybe Julio can get it going here for us. And I think they need to move Julio down in the order to like the 6 hole. I don't like him in the 3 hole. He doesn't play well there. And I don't care if it's an ego thing or not, but again, you know, they had Corbin Carroll before he got hurt, you know, all the way from the 1 hole to the 3 hole to the 5 hole to the 8 and the 9 hole. I mean, whatever the, you know, manager thinks is best for the team. Pitches outside, 1-2 count. 265 average, 7 homers, and 29 ribbies for Julio. Not necessarily Hall of Fame numbers after having a 30-30 season last year. But hopefully he'll get hot in July, August, and September. 1-2 pitch from Bybee to Rodriguez. Pitch is high, good eye, 2-2 count. Come on, Julio. 62 people watching. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. 2-2 pitch. And struck him at 11 Ks. Career high. 12 Ks. There you go. Tanner Bybee, 12 Ks, career record against the Mariners. But a lot of people are going to do that. Shit, even the White Sox had 13 Ks on us. That's a problem when you're the #1 strikeout team in baseball and you're going to have a record of being probably the most strikeouts for a ball club in the last 100 years, and you're still in first place. It's one thing if we were the #1 strikeout team and we were terrible and we were like the White Sox or, you know, one of the bottom feeders, but when you're actually a playoff team in first place, you know, it's definitely a glaring hole that we need to fix. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh, my boy. Cal pops it up. 3 up and 3 down. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 Guardians. Nice job by Cleveland. Career day for Bybee. I'll remember this game. Next up for the Guardians, 0 for 2, right fielder Will Brennan. Batting second, 0 for 2, shortstop Daniel Schneemann. And batting third, center fielder Tyler Freeman, 0 for 2. Get a drink here real quick. All right, I'm back. Had to go feed my pup. Very close matchup here today. 6-0 Guardians. Oh, the mall arrived. Nice. Odin ended up sending me some images from his friend's mom, who's a Star Wars collector. And I'm going to save these photos, and I'm going to send them to you on Instagram. Look at these items that Odin's friend's mom is collecting. I'm going to send them to you now. I just sent them to you. Check those out. Pretty cool. Definitely some of those items would be things that you and me would purchase as well. Congratulations. All right, bottom of the sixth, 6-0 Guardians with one away. Next up, Daniel Schneeman. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 1-0 count. Paisley Pup is in the room, hanging out with Dad. Pitch is low. Close to the knees. 2-0 count to Daniel Schneeman. Bottom of the sixth. 6-0 Guardians. JP Crawford ejected. Scott Service ejected. The ump and the calls have been atrocious. But again, when you get a pitcher that has been wheeling and dealing like Bybee, we don't deserve to win this game. 12 Ks, career game, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks for Bybee. Fantastic. But again, it seems like a lot of teams end up having a career day against us because we're the number one strikeout team in the last fucking 100 years. So 3-1 count to Schneeman. Pitch in the zone for a strike, 3-2 count. We got Cody Bolton in the game now. Three-two pitch. Pitch is outside, and Cody Bolton walks him. Fucking A. But, it's like when you have a starting pitcher. Ooh, that's cool. And they signed it in red. Ooh, that's cool. I was hoping that they were going to do that for you. That is cool. Multiple fire emojis. I love it. You got to have it signed in red like that too. I saw it. Yeah, it's very cool. Let me pull my. I'm not sure if anyone is a Star Wars fanatic like you and me in the room, but yeah, I'll definitely throw it up here. Very neat. I love it. Popped up. Ryan Bliss is there, 2 away. Okay, let's see here. Pull it up. Took a couple weeks for you to receive it, but awesome. I'm so happy for you. And I sent you the photos that Odin's friend's mom, but the Darth Maul pop sign. Woo! With the red, too. Sharpie. Awesome. Like sometimes the colored Sharpie stuff, rather than just a standard black or blue, when it's like gold or silver or red or green, like a different color, it definitely adds not only a little flair to the item, but it also makes it sometimes more valuable, because it's not just a standard like black, Sharpie. I know that for me as a collector, getting something that is colored like that and themed that way, because obviously we know Darth Maul was black and red, but having it in the red Sharpie rather than the black is something that I would rather have, and it looks clean. Congratulations. Awesome. Hell yeah. And glow in the dark. Ooh. Very cool. Bottom of the sixth, 6-0 Cleveland, runner at second, 2 outs. Cody Bolton on the mound, Bo Naylor in the box. Pitch is in the corner for a strike, 2-1 count. Sam did in gold. Yes, that's awesome. And I'm not saying that signatures suck in black Sharpie. Obviously that's probably the standard, but anything that's like blue or red or green, anything else, it just pops more. Nice base hit there. That's going to bring in another run. 7-0 Guardians. This is like that last game that we played in Seattle when we lost 8-0. The Cleveland Guardians are trying to do the same damn thing. And we're going to play tomorrow in the morning. I don't want to have back-to-back 8-0 games. Fuck. Nice single there by Naylor. Next up, left fielder Steven Kwong. Mariner fans are like, fuck this game. 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run, a walk, and 2 runs. Stephen Kwan, 393 average, 393, 5 homers, and 20 ribbies. He'll be at 400 by tomorrow, 100%. 0-1 pitch. Pitch is low. In the zone, but called the ball. 1-1 count. That's all the Guardians fans right now, just smiling and happy. 1-1 pitch. Kwan. And another base hit. Look at that. What a great player Stephen Kwan is. Freaking stud. Nice job, Stephen. I mean, I put him on the thumb for a reason, right? To make sure I give him that love and appreciation. Not a hater. Next up, second baseman, Andres Jimenez. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. Pitch in the zone for a strike. You got to be liking this, Zay. I mean, regardless if the ump was a little shitty, it's not like it was really going to, change the whole outcome of the game. You guys are playing great, and that's the thing between me and other Mariner fans. Other Mariner fans are already pissed off and turned the game off, and again, but, I know we might be able to rally a little bit late, and not necessarily get a 0. But again, it's like all about, looking the long term and being positive. And it's, not fun to get your ass kicked 7-0 with runners at first and second with 2 outs with fucking 3 innings to go. But, when you're a top team and you play another top team that's in first place, shit happens, right? So sometimes you got to take one on the chin, and you got to take that L, But that's why, I'm not built like the same way as, other fans on other channels. Again, does it suck that we're losing like this? Yeah. But I'm not going to be bashing the other team or bashing the other players. This is a great game for Cleveland, a game that they won't forget. And again, we're still 2 of the top 9 teams overall, and I think we're 2 of the top 7, that are playing right now. So, to have 2 teams that might be able to go a little bit further than people think. Guardians, Mariners, Royals, Orioles, Yankees. One of those 5 teams is going to the World Series, and 2 of them are playing today. So, Bolton with a punch out. Close game. We're only down 7 runs, bro. Right? But again, we do rally very well in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So, but 7 is so much to come back from. If it was like 2 to 4 runs, it's a lot, but you could still probably do it. We've been able to put up 4 in the 8th and 4 in the 9th. Not all the time, but we can do it, right? But when you're down fucking 7 and, no one is able to hit, and, Bibby's been great. Ump has, been shitty. Bullpen is terrible for us too. It's a lot going against us. So, and you guys got the early morning matchup tomorrow. And normally we're terrible in the morning. So if I had to predict, we might have a very similar outcome tomorrow like this. Now, I got to pray and, cross my fingers that it actually is at least competitive if we lose, like if we lose 4-3, but it might be something like this tomorrow, as we wipe the crust out of our eyes and it's like 10 fucking a.m., noon Central, 1, Eastern, but the Mariners record in the morning is not good. And if we were going to have a pitcher in the morning, we would normally want like Brian Wu, but you guys fucked him up today. So, all right, let's see what we got going here in the top of the 7th for the Seattle Mariners. Most Mariner fans might have turned this game off, but your boy is still here. I'm still positive. It's not a sprint. It's a fucking marathon. Sometimes you got to take one on the chin. They're a good team. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. Now, Raleigh. I think we're going Ty France first, though. Let me look at the lineup. Are they making any changes to the lineup? Let me look. All right, we're going Ty France. All right, so Cal Raleigh was up last. Ty France, Luke Raley, Mitch Haniger if they don't make any changes. Next up, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K. First baseman, Ty France. Batting second, left fielder, Luke Rayleigh. And batting third, DHing for the Mariners, Mitch Haniga. And Tanner Bybee, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, 12 Ks, career high. Unbelievable. Nice job by Bybee. Hopefully we never have to see him ever again. Now you're bringing in Scott Barlow with that amazing hair. That's why you play 162 games, you know. Pitches inside to Ty France. 1-0 count, and now Bybee is out. Now the game starts over. Now we're down 7, but again, we have 3 innings to get 2, 2, and 3. That's what we're going to have to shoot for. 2 runs this inning, 2 runs in the 8th, 3 in the 9th. France, chopper to Jose Ramirez, throw to first, 1 away. I mean, that's how you have to break it down instead of trying to get all 7 in 1 inning. You know, you have to be realistic. And even 2, 2, and 3 is unrealistic based on how the flow of the game is going. But, you know, a guy's got a dream, right? You got to lay it out. You got to have some kind of path to be able to, you know, get back in the game. Next up, left fielder, Luke Rayleigh. We had a lot of ejections in this series. Luke Rayleigh got tossed last night. J.P. Crawford and Scott Service got tossed today. So, not ideal. But hopefully we can get a few donos before the stream ends, since we're only at 2, which is a little uncharacteristic. And we need 2 more likes to get to 40. So I was hoping that we could get to 50 likes before the stream ended, but since the Mariners are getting their ass kicked, you know, the Mariner viewership has probably turned the game off for some of them. So probably won't get to 50 likes, but I'm hoping that we can still find a way to get to at least 40. And hopefully we can get a few donos to make up for where we're at now. 1-1 pitch to Rayleigh. Low and into the dirt. 2-1 count. Come on, Luke. So we did gain 4 subs. So again, you have to be positive, you know. Not everything is going to go your way every single day. So, all right, talk soon. 3-1 pitch to Rayleigh. And there's a walk. The Guardians happened. They're a good team. You know, at some point you knew Wu was going to have a tough outing. You know, 3-0, 1.07 ERA. You're not going to go the season 10-0, you know, with an ERA of 1 for the whole year. At some point, you know, you knew that he was going to get roughed up. And, you know, when you play a first-place team, sometimes you get fucked up. And we're on the road as well. And we're a better home team than on the road. So we were just hoping that the streak would go at least a little bit longer for Brian Wu, but Cleveland is a very, very good team. Next up, DHing for Seattle, Mitch Haniga. 222 average, 6 homers and 30 ribbies in 2024. Francesca in the building. What's good? We need that good luck from you again. But there's a difference when we play the White Sox compared to the Guardians. We've got another sub. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Chopper, double play. And there goes our 7th inning. Guardians kicking our ass. 9 subs away from 20,300. Let's go. Got to look at the positives of things. 5 new subs today, even though we're getting our ass kicked, but it's all right. Shit happens. And we got an early matchup tomorrow. So I would assume we'll lose tomorrow with Castillo, but we can be optimistic, and hopefully Castillo pitches better than he has in the mornings, and we can find a way to come back. But again, you know, no hits after having a big hit day yesterday. And usually that's what happens with Seattle. When we put all our eggs in a basket and we hit really well, usually the next game is a little off. And especially if we're playing a good quality team like the Guardians, a first place team in the Central. So, you know, 0 runs, 3 hits, no errors. You know, and the Guardians, 7 runs, 8 hits, no errors. But the difference is Wu, 1K, Bybee, career high, 12. So when you're the number 1 strikeout team in Major League Baseball, not only for this season, but in the last 100 years, chances are you're going to get your ass kicked from time to time. Just kind of sucked that it had to be when Brian Wu was on the mound. Big facts. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning, 7-0 Cleveland. And the last game that we played against Cleveland in Seattle in the beginning of April, we lost 8-0. I haven't forgotten, and the Guardians are trying to repeat that performance. I see you, Cleveland. You're good. See you again in the playoffs. Possibly. Next up for the Guardians, 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI. Third baseman, Jose Ramirez. Batting second, 2 for 3 with a run and 3 RBIs. First baseman, Josh Naylor. And 0 for 3 with a K, DHing for Cleveland, David Fry. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, help your boy out. They moved Robles into center field. 2 more likes to get to 40. We got 29 people watching on the YouTube side, 30 people watching on the YouTube side. 1 more like to get to 40. So if you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We're going to try to get to 40 to 50 likes. We're at 39. So if someone can hop over from the Twitter/X side or on the YouTube side, they'd be greatly appreciated. We got 3 innings to get 11 likes, or as closest to 11 likes as we can. But we gained 5 subs. Donos have been a little low today, but hopefully we can have someone come through and save the day. Ramirez popped up to Victor Robles. 1 away. Ramirez flied out to center. JP Crawford bobblehead night. June 28th versus the Twins. That's a cool one with the trident in his hand. That's dope. Next up, first baseman, 2 for 3 with a run and 3 RBIs, Josh Naylor. Grizzly in the building. What's good? Good to be optimistic. You know, we're a pretty good, 8th and 9th inning team. But again, pitching is everything. And again, if you can't hit and your starting pitcher didn't do well and then the relievers aren't good, what are the chances? I mean, Bybee is out now. He had a career game, but it's not over till it's over. I'm hoping that we don't end up with a 0, but I'm not sure if the players are focused enough to be able to want to come back in this game, but I'm hoping that we can have some kind of rally, in the 8th and the 9th. But we got Bizzardo in, who almost blew the game for us when we played Texas, when we had a big, big lead. So not a fan of Bizzardo. So we'll see how this goes. But again, it's 2 separate games in one game. The starting pitching, and then once they go out, you got the bullpen. And the bullpen fucking stinks, at least for today. Hitting has been terrible. So hopefully we can find a way to at least not get a 0. I think that's, best case scenario. And then we play tomorrow in the morning at 10 a.m. and we're not a good morning team. If anything, if we want to be really real about it, we're terrible in the morning and early afternoon. So hopefully Luis Castillo can buck that trend and play great tomorrow to give us a chance. Because if Castillo isn't, pitching well, we're fucked. We're going to lose tomorrow and we're going to lose the series. Naylor. Robles is there. And that is gone. Wow. Multi-homer game, 8-0 Grizzly. We're not coming back. This one is over. Josh Naylor, 404 feet. Second homer of the day. He says, we're number 1. Yes, you are. Next up, DHing for the Guardians, David Fry. And again, we lost the last game in the series in Seattle in the beginning of April, 8-0. And what are we getting right now? Another 8-0 outing. Tough. Naylor, fucking beast mode, dude. Nice job by Rayleigh. Oh, we got to 41. Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate you. There we go. We need 9 more. And again, you know, any other fucking Mariner live streamer or content creator would just be talking shit or ending the stream or bashing the Guardians. But again, you know, we're 2 of the top, 9 teams in baseball. And when you're on the road, sometimes shit happens like this. We're not a great team on the road. We're a 17 wins, 19 losses. So, we got to give where credit is due. You got to think these 2 teams, right, including the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Royals, out of those 5, somebody's going to the World Series in the American League. Orioles, Yankees, right? Mariners, Guardians, Royals, and then the Twins are right behind them, as like the 6th team. So out of these 5 teams, you're seeing 2 that are on today that might be able to overachieve. And obviously most people would say Orioles and Yankees would have the best chance. And then the underdogs would obviously be the Royals, Mariners, and Guardians. And if you're really being honest, it's probably, if you're doing a pecking order, it's probably Orioles, Yankees, Guardians at the top, Mariners and Royals, as like number 4, number 5. But, who knows? If you get hot and healthy at the right time, anything can happen. And then you got Braves, Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers, and a magical team that'll come out of nowhere. But right now, it seems like the Phillies and Dodgers are the cream of the crop. Then Spencer Strider and Ronald Acuna Jr. are injured. So I don't think the Braves are going to make it. The Brewers won't, more than likely, unless they get extremely hot. But it feels like Phillies or Dodgers, unless you have a same type of situation where the Phillies came out of nowhere 2 years ago, the Diamondbacks last year. Are we going to get someone like that again this year in the National League? Maybe, right? But, again, Orioles, Yankees, Mariners, Guardians, Royals, one of those 5 teams is going to the World Series. Probably won't be us, but you never know. We got to be able to have better pitching, and we need to be able to not strike out so fucking much. Go to the top of the 8th inning. Now, all we need is 4 runs in the 8th and 4 runs in the 9th. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Not going to happen, but hey, wishful thinking. Hopefully we don't get shut out. That's the main thing. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. Batting second, 0 for 2. Second baseman, Demo Dylan Moore. And batting third, Ryan Bliss. Come on, Dom. Canzone. Popped up. 1 away. Some games you're going to be able to come back, when you're playing against like the fucking White Sox. But again, people have to realize, this is a World Series contender in the Guardians. Again, a lot of times, the Orioles and the Yankees are going to get a lot more love and pub. And, Guardians, Mariners, and Royals and Twins are going to be like the underdog teams that, may make it, but realistically, the other 2 teams are a little bit better hitting and pitching wise, but you never know what might happen with injuries. Aaron Judge gets hurt, Juan Soto gets hurt, Adley Rutschman or Gunnar Henderson get hurt. And if that happens, then the Royals, Twins, Guardians, Mariners might be able to steal a spot, but it is what it is. The season is long, but again, you got to give credit where credit's due. This fucking Guardian team is the real deal. They're very good. Let's go, Demo. But at least we don't have the same pitcher who had a career day today with 12 Ks. And Bybee. Big swing and a miss. There goes Dylan Moore. Bye-bye. And J.P. Crawford would be up, but he got ejected with Scott Service. So next up is Ryan Bliss. Sometimes you can kind of feel a comeback of Bruin, but with this matchup, you're more likely to have the game end 8-0 rather than us coming back and tying it or even getting 3 or 4 runs. Now, can we end up getting maybe 1 or 2 before the game is over? I hope fucking so. But just the way the game is going, it's like they're almost, just looking for tomorrow. And I will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Luis Castillo on the mound, and hopefully we don't get our ass kicked again 8-0. I got a lot of respect for this team. They're very good. But again, if your starting pitcher doesn't do well, which he normally does, Brian Wu, the bullpen is shitty, the hitters are playing bad, and then the ump is bad on top of that. Like, everything is going against us today, and we're on the road. So sometimes you just got to chalk up the L. That pitch was a foot off the plate, and the ump called us out. See? I mean, how are we supposed to come back if we're getting pitches that are a foot off the plate called strike 3? You're not going to come back. Because not only are we struggling hitting, we're struggling mentally, right? And then the ump is not helping us out either. So it's done. Hopefully we can at least get 1 run so we lose 8-1 instead of 8-0. But it's all right. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. Luis Castillo on the mound. But again, traditionally, the Mariners are not a good morning or early afternoon team. But we'll see. Sometimes you just got to take one on the chin. Take your L and then brush yourself off. Come back in tomorrow with a good attitude, and hopefully Castillo can get 6 to 10 Ks and pitch well for us to give us a chance. And hopefully the bats will be like yesterday, not like today. Next up for the Guardians, shortstop Daniel Schneemann. And hopefully we don't have the same fucking ump today. Because if we got the same fucking ump and crew tomorrow, we're fucked. But if it's someone else, we might have a chance. Batting second, center fielder Tyler Freeman. And batting third, catcher Bo Naylor. Let's go, Mariners. Daniel Schneemann, 0 for 2 with a walk and a stolen base and a run. Yeah, the ump already, has something against us, by tossing J.P. Crawford and obviously tossing Scott Service. So now it doesn't matter who's there. He's not going to help us out one bit because we already talked shit to him. And we were talking shit to him for a reason, because his shit is like a foot and 2 foot off the plate. So he's not going to help us. Anything that's borderline, he's going to call it, ball, strike, ball. He's you know what I mean? It's like when you get into an altercation with someone, and they get in your face, you're not going to help that person out after they fucking pissed you off. If anything, you're going to go the opposite way. And it started off with that first at bat with J.P. Crawford, where he had 2 pitches that were at least a foot or 2 foot off the plate that he called strike that were clearly balls, and the count ended up being 1-2 instead of 2-1, and then he struck out, and then obviously at the third at bat, JP exploded on him, and then Service came out and got ejected. So again, this ump is he's like, fuck the Mariners today. So it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to get a good ump, sometimes you're going to get Angel Hernandez's brother, and apparently that's what we got today. But even if the ump was better, I mean, how many runs would we have right now? Maybe 1 or 2 at the most. It's not like we were going to win, at least up to this point. Big swing and a miss. Bizzardo to Freeman, 1-2 count. And Bizzardo is like the worst fucking bullpen guy we got. So let's see what we get here. We had a big lead on the Rangers, and Bizzardo came in and almost fucked it up. I don't even know why he's on the fucking roster. But we used so many pieces yesterday, that's why he's in. Pitches inside, 2-2 count. Yeah, I mean, there has to be a combination of a human and then maybe something computerized behind, you know, not necessarily having to call to like New York like they do in the NFL and have like a replay board, but having a board behind the catcher, you know, behind where that progressive sign is, to be able to show the strike zone on there, computerized. So that way, if there's a call that's, you know, needs to be challenged, all they have to do is turn around, look at the board, look to see where the actual strike zone is, and then if they can change the call, they change the call. That's what they should do. You know, an element of human and computer, you know, but I don't know if we're just going to go straight robots, you know, a big robot like an R2-D2 C-3PO behind the mound, or a computerized board with no humans. You know, we want to have some kind of human element, but I would assume at some point we'll still have the umps, but they'll have some kind of computer board and maybe somewhere to call where they can have some reference. No, the Mariners are going to win. What are you talking about? We're only down 8-0. Yeah, of course the Guardians are going to win. It's over. Bottom of the 8th, 8-0 Cleveland. And hopefully we'll play a little bit better tomorrow. Next in the box is Bo Naylor. In the zone there for a strike from Bizzardo. 1-2 count. And then we start a series against the Marlins on Friday. So, Matt, you have the day off tomorrow because I'm on at 10 a.m. tomorrow. There we go. Bizzardo. Got him. And then we start a set on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday against the Marlins. And then Monday we go against the Rays. So we'll see on how that ends up going. But it probably won't be as bad as this, I hope. So I'm going to be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. for the last rubber match. And hopefully it's not a 8-0 loss like it is here. And this is the exact same score of game number 3 that we had in Seattle at the beginning of the year. So they won 2 out of 3 in Seattle, and it looks like they're going to win 2 out of 3 here at home. Unless we have a great outing by Castillo and we can put up 5 runs or more. If not, we're fucked. So, but it's a first-place team versus a first-place team. Not like the Guardians or the fucking A's or the Nats or the White Sox. This team could go to the World Series. You know, they're a solid ball club. Orioles and Yankees might be better, but you could argue the Guardians are the 3rd best team in the American League, and then the Mariners, and then the Royals. So we'll see. End of the 8th inning, 8-0 Cleveland. All right, all we need is an 8-run inning. Easy, right? Let's see who's up to help us out. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 3, third baseman, Hollywood, Josh Rojas. Batting second would have been Julio, but they said, fuck that. We're going to take him out. We're putting in Victor Robles. Let me get my Victor Robles photo. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. This is a tough one to watch, you know. And again, most Mariner fans probably already turned this game off a long time ago. Again, when you're a full-time streamer, you know, I've been full-time for 3 years. You know, every once in a while, you know, you end up having a goose egg and you get your ass kicked. And this is one of those days. And it also doesn't help that Bidey had a career day with 12 Ks. You know, we're the number 1 strikeout team in baseball. And not only are we the number 1 strikeout team in 2024, we're pacing to be the number 1 strikeout team in the last 100 years. Think about that. So we need to pick up a couple bats and a couple bullpen guys at the deadline if we want to be able to move up to the Oriole, you know, Guardians, Royals, Yankees, Braves, Dodgers, Phillies, Brewers level. You know, we're still going to be good, you know, with how the roster sits now. But if we want to be able to go further than maybe the ALDS, if we want to think of like ALCS or World Series, we're going to have to make a few moves. And then we have to hope that some chemistry can emerge right away. You we're still a good team, but again, we got a long ways to go from being necessarily like a powerhouse. Yeah, but have you seen the record, Captain Oreo, on what our record is in the morning and early afternoon? Probably not. So wishful thinking, but again, we're terrible in the mornings and terrible in the early afternoon. We are an evening team. That's how that when we play great, we play in the evening or at home. And unfortunately, we're on the road and it's in the morning. So I hope we win tomorrow. Throw to first, one away. There goes Rojas or Clase. Rojas, one away. Jonathan Clase getting reps in AAA. Next up, Victor Robles. Yeah, this game is probably going to end 8-0, just like it did in game number 3 at the beginning of the year. Big swing and a miss. Clase, 100 miles an hour, fucking A. One Clase to another. Zay loves his Clase. Oh, there's a ground out. Look at Ramirez bobbles it, still throws it out. Zay's like, I like this Clase. I kind of liked our Clase before he went down to AAA, but it's like we have too many players at this point. All right, here we go. Our last opportunity not to get a goose egg. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And I love me some Cal. He might be my favorite player on the team besides Julio, but this might be too much to ask here. What an ass whooping from beginning to end. Even my dog can't watch this. Paisley's in the room right now. She fell asleep. She's like, fuck this game. Oh, man. Top of the 9th, 8-0 Cleveland. Elliot with a like and a share on the Twitter/X. What's good? Bro, this ump is, you have no idea, bro. The strike zone has been incredible. Like, we had JP Crawford get tossed. Scott Service, the manager, got tossed. But even if that didn't happen, I mean, the most that we would have been able to get with a good ump is maybe 1 run, maybe 2 today. Sometimes you just get your ass kicked. So the Bear is coming up soon, though, Elliot, and that'll be something that we can watch. Chopper, routine play to second base, throw to first, and that is it, like I thought. Final score, 8-0 Cleveland. What an ass whooping. And I will be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hopefully it's not back-to-back games of 8-0 ass whoopings. Oh, man. Not what I wanted to see, but shout out to Stephen Kwan and company, with this ass whooping. It didn't really need the ump to give them any extra help. They were going to win this game as it is, but golly. Final score, Cleveland Guardians 8, Seattle Mariners 0. Yeah, I saw that you guys ended up having a rough little stretch there, but you finally got a dub. And hopefully things can turn around for both of our squads. Hopefully you can come into the streams a little bit earlier and we can hang out and talk a little bit. But I appreciate the like and the share. And again, I'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time, early game for the Guardians and Mariners game number 3. And then we got a 3-game set against the Marlins and then a 3-game set, I believe, against the Rays. So shout out to all the people that liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared. And I will be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the final game in the set between the Mariners and the Cleveland Guardians. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us, your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Congratulations to the Guardians. You played great. And I'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Luis Castillo on the mound. I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm out. Okay. Go Mariners.